No, my lawyer said I can't be Stevie Nicks. I'm just a generic, non-specific look-alike.
Poor generic, non-specific lookalike.
And one day
Welcome,
we'll
everybody.
know what that is.
Somebody,
We're
if,
like
if
3 or 4 episodes away.
right, if there's anybody out there that already knows what this is, you should tell us because we will be
Don't
so
spoil it
shocked.
in the comments, but give us a clue, like initials or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, welcome back. It's been a while. This is the generic, non-specific Stevie Nicks podcast. I'm your co-host, Randy.
And I'm Anthony. Hello.
Hey, how's you been?
Oh, I'm melting.
I know it is hotter in Pennsylvania than it is in Texas right now.
Feels like
Yeah.
102 right now. The
Yikes.
AC is pumping, but it lowers the temperature like 25 degrees, so it's still hot in here.
Right, right. Well, we have a hurricane headed towards Texas, so there's that.
Right?
Yay,
Not yet.
climate change. I don't know. We probably won't get much of it, but it's going to go pretty far into the interior um, of Texas, probably close
Hey,
to
where's the
Austin.
governor's house?
In Austin, and we're all wondering where the governor is because it's the lieutenant governor giving all kinds of um, guidance and things. I wonder if
It's like
he's
he
with Ted.
doesn't care.
Right. He's probably on vacation with Ted Cruz.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Pointing out people who look like they had an abortion. Yeah.
right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be a non-political
That's right.
podcast or
We're
something.
we're we're nonpartisan,
Yeah,
allegedly. But
sorry.
we're doing cocktails with our podcast
I'm
today.
sorry, Randy has a classier container than I do.
Uh
But I gifted it to him, so I get points for that.
yes, this was a gift. And what do pineapples symbolize, Anthony?
Gilligan's Island and shenanigans when you're meeting celebrities. No, wait,
Yes.
isn't that it?
That's what it means to us.
Yes, yes.
But it also represents friendship and hospitality. So there you go. See, look at us. Well, today we are covering the second LP in the Stevie Nicks Rarities, which is at the tail end of the vinyl box set that was available from Rhino. And if you didn't get yours, too bad because they are sold out and going for an arm and a leg on eBay.
Oh wow.
So, but you can still stream it on all of your favorite platforms. You can still get the CDs. It's still a great collection. Um, I do wish that they had done the rarities running order digitally the same way that they did on the LPs because I think we talked
Oh,
about this last time,
okay.
but like I went back and was listening to it digitally and the track numbers don't coincide uh with the track numbers. It's still the same running order, but like number one on disc two is number three on disc, whatever,
Okay.
digitally. So I was actually listening to the wrong songs for about a day, and I had to go
Uh,
back and yeah. So,
Ruh-roh.
what do you think? What do you think of this second disc of rarities?
I wonder why the choice wasn't just to put them chronologically. That was one thing I wondered about. There's
Yes.
one song, we'll get there, that I think should have been on the first disc with the others. And then I want us to talk about which track we would have sacrificed to take its place when we get
Oh, good, because
there.
yes. Yeah.
Because
I
it's obviously, to me, the quality between the first Rarities disc and this one is declined.
vastly different,
I have
vastly
not
different.
familiarized myself explicitly today with the third thing, but it could be all burps and farts for all I know, given what, you know.
No,
Still
but
buy
you're right
Stevie Nicks
because
burping and farting. I'm still buy
I
that.
mean, yeah, right. We would still make it go gold at least, if not
That's
platinum.
right. What's
Uh,
burp and fart shawl? Right. Yes.
hmm right. But you're right because disc one is in chronological order and it's like perfect. It's Belladonna, Wild Heart, Rock a Little, uh, Other Side of the Mirror, and then Time Space, and it flows very well. Um,
But then there's some rock a littles on here, sort of kind of
yeah, right. Right, exactly. And I think this disc is probably the least Stevie Nicks disc.
I think you're right. I didn't think about it like that. I thought about that specifically about individual songs, but that's a really good point.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, then let's just kick it off because we're gonna try to keep these at 30 minutes from now on. Love's a hard game to play.
So 91, it was on Time Space, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it is not a Stevie authored song, and it's obvious, so obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. And she gets and she talks about it a lot, how she was basically bullied into recording sometimes as a it's a bitch for time space, or her career was going to be over. Um, but Love's a Hard Game to Play is not that much better. And it's way too 90s, and you could
Right.
pick that up and you could put it
Oh,
into any 90s band and it would sound
it's so,
exactly the same.
yeah, it's so dated to that time.
Yeah.
And the only redeeming quality is she was in really good voice, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. She sounds really great, but the lyrics are very pedestrian. The production's very pedestrian. It's
Now,
just,
I read when I was listening that there was a remix single of this.
oh, really?
And I think I had it because when I turned this and started this, I was like, I don't remember this. It became more familiar when the lyrics cut in, but now I'm thinking I need to go chase down that remix single. And
Yeah,
I'll go, oh, that.
right.
Yeah.
It
But I
let's
didn't like that. It was just better than this was so dated. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I know she performed it on Arsenio Hall, and she performed it at the Whiskey A Go Go, where she did a concert there right before the release of Time Space. And I was actually living in California back then, but for a very, very brief time. And one of my friends had tried so hard to get me tickets to go
Aw,
to the Whiskey. And I didn't know any of this. I didn't even know she was performing there because, this is like way pre-internet days.
right.
And so he saw me a couple of days later, and he had stayed home and he had taped the entire concert with the Jim Ladd interview onto a cassette to give to me as a gift.
Aw.
And so I always remember that, and I always think that's very sweet, and it's a nice little memory out of uh what is a very, very average song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy, where were you born?
I was born in the desert,
Do you know
and
it?
I know how it feels there.
Okay, cool. Seth. For no reason.
No reason at all.
No reason.
Yes. Oh, good old Desert Angel.
See,
Mhm.
I should hate this song, but I don't. There's a
Me
place in my
too.
heart for it, a
Me
soft.
too.
Uh, this was Time Space too, right?
Yeah, this is Time Space too, and this is kind of what I think of as her first like important message song. Uh,
Yes, it was her intention.
yes, 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 yes. Um, and
Of
it is
course,
it,
the
it's very
photo
special.
with that coat and that hat is one of my favorite parts of it.
Oh my God.
Yes.
If our listeners don't know, that coat is what I refer to as the Ming the Merciless coat. And it is in the Sometimes It's a Bitch video. And there are a few photos of it floating around. And I think um it was the cover for the tour book and a bunch of other things. And I just like
And the hat. Don't forget the hat.
and the hat. And people talk about her top hat and they talk about the shawls. If there's ever a Stevie Nicks estate sale, that's what I'm gonna get. That's the thing I want more than anything in the world. I wish she only wore it for one tour. She used it to sing Has Anyone Ever Written Anything for You? And I just want her to bring that out back out of mothballs because I love it so much.
Okay. I meant to look this up and I didn't, and I'm trying to do it while we're talking, but I'm not going to be successful.
Okay.
Stevie Nicks in this song, okay, it's an important song. It's about the Iraq War or whatever the hell
Yeah.
that war was called then. But she has the sentence in there like This is the first thing I've written since I wrote about freedom.
Yes.
So is she talking about the Fleetwood Mac song Freedom? What is she talking about? Do you know?
Okay. I don't, but I have two theories.
Okay.
One is the Fleetwood Mac song, right? And then the other is that I know in like the backstory of this, she was writing letters to troops and things, and that's why they
Okay.
sent her the flag and you know,
Okay. It was written in 1990, so it's the year before this. Freedom what?
right. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it could be, although that song is definitely about kicking Lindsey Buckingham out of Fleetwood Mac. But that's another podcast. That's another episode.
Yeah. No,
But
I'm just saying, okay,
yeah.
and then she talks about the wall come down. But that's
Yes.
2 years before the Berlin Wall. Unless there's
Yeah.
another wall she's talking about. Was it the one in the I Can't Wait video? I don't.
Yeah, right. I think she's as our girl likes to do, she kind of fudges the timeline a little bit every
Or
once in a
she
while.
doesn't fudge anything. She says her recollection.
Right. Right.
Right.
Um, but yeah, you know, one of the reasons that this song is so special is because Time Space was the album that came out when we met, and it was about the desert, and I was in the desert, and I was just like so crazy to me.
So I still, yes, I have a soft spot in my heart for this song. I love the lyric about where is my father? Where is he gone?
Hmm.
Where's my husband? Where's my son? I think, I don't know. That always like verklempt me a little, you know.
Um, yes, but what lyric do you quote more often than any other?
Operation Desert Storm.
Ah,
That's the thing that took it from being an important song to almost a novelty joke song, right?
right.
But if they took it out, I'd have to kill you, somebody. I love.
Well, our good friend Brian did an edit of this song that takes all of that out.
Oh,
I
okay.
had it for a long time. I look
I'm
for it. I can
sorry,
find
I
it.
don't want it without it, even though I don't like
Okay. Right.
it. Actually, I want
I get
more.
it. I get it. I get it. All right.
So
Um,
yes, love's a hard game to play. Is like you said, this is I like this song. I enjoyed this song.
I do
I
too.
above average song.
It
Best
is.
song ever? No.
No, but it's nice. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Um, Mirror Mirror.
It was a good vocal overall. And she
Yes.
does one of my favorite parts of things that she does when she does her little baby vocal thing. Uh
Mm-hmm.
uh what was it? It's the beginning. Never said no to you, baby. I can't sing it like
But he
her.
said no to you, baby.
Yeah. But when she says mirror, mirror, I can't stand it. I
Mirror,
hate it.
mirror.
I hate it. And then like the I don't know what to call them. The background beat, the staccato tinging, whatever,
Dee,
It,
dee, 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 dee,
oh,
dee.
it
You
irritates
mean the SOS, the Morse code?
me. Yes, it's every bit, it's every bit of the 80s, but I think it was, well, that's the thing. I think it was written in the 80s, but recorded in the 90s or something like
This
that.
it was recorded twice. It was recorded for Rock a
Okay.
Little and it was recorded for Street Angel. And the story goes, the mythology is that when she was putting out Enchanted, she wanted the Street Angel version and somebody grabbed the Rock a Little version instead. And
Oh,
so,
accident. Oh, okay.
but this is the Rock a Little version.
I think I have this. I remember being exposed to it with it was on a B side of Blue Denim on a Kiss single, maybe.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first
And
time it was officially released, which is weird to me because because it sounds like it's from Rock a Little. I feel like it's been around a lot longer than it has,
right.
you know?
But I mean, all I have to say is if you got kicked off a Street Angel, that's all I got to say. That's all.
Well, and we'll get to that. But to
But
me, uh,
her
uh,
vocal was very passionate and emotional.
it
Yeah.
was. This
Some of
is
the
the
lyrics
most,
were
yeah.
wonderful. Some were like, oh, stop, you know. And you
But
know,
it's still of this collection of songs,
yeah.
this is the most Stevie Nicks song
You
on
think so?
to me. Yeah, I
Okay.
absolutely think so. Um, Yeah, but it's a great, and I remember that single because I would listen to it in my car over and over and over and over and over because it was so witchy and kind of Stevie and kind of in a way feels like a cousin to Battle of the Dragon, the production of it. So yeah.
Okay, then it's like we're talking about like a backwoods family where Uncle Daddy is Mirror Mirror's father or something, and Battle of the Dragon actually made it to college now. Yeah. Sorry if you come from a rural area. I don't think everyone's like that. Just Simpsons reference.
But it can't be that. There are no banjos on the song.
Yeah, because they had to do the Morse code. You can't have that together, right?
You know, if you decode the Morse code on this, it says fire Lindsey Buckingham is what it
Ah,
says.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. Okay, inspiration. What do you think of inspiration?
I hate to do this because I've done it too many times and as a caricature, but hated it. I think I listened to it once when it back in the day.
Hmm.
And then I listened to it yesterday and again today, and I think I've listened to it 3 times too many. That's
Okay,
on this song.
and
It's
that's enough.
so easy to tell she did not write this. You don't even have to look.
You know who wrote it, right?
No.
Did you look at okay. So the songwriter is Ethan Johns. He
Okay.
is the son of Glenn Johns, who
Uh,
was the producer of Street Angel that she fired. And he insisted. Yeah.
I almost did a spit take. I want credit for it, everybody.
Yeah. Spit take. A spit take. Um, I don't hate this song. I don't particularly like this song. I
I
don't like the lyrics.
I don't like the lyrics. When I listened to it today, I was just trying to listen closely to the musicality of it, and I realized that it's like if it's almost like all the instruments were all fighting to be solos and weren't aware of each other,
Yeah.
you know. And then I I wish I had made a better note. Like there was a point where the beat in the background, I can't describe it any way other way, but it sounds like 3 tongue pops in a row.
Oh,
Yes.
sounds like a horse clopping. That's what I
Well,
was.
my only reaction I wrote down was needs less cowbell. That's sorry,
Yeah.
Stevie. Sorry, inspiration, but yeah.
Well, Ethan
Could have
wrote
left this one
another
off.
song.
She could have left this one off and put farts and burps, and I would have been more happy.
Yeah. Well, she could have kicked that. Well, it didn't make it onto the album anyway. It was a B-side as well.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it ended up on the Japan issue of Street
Sorry,
Angel.
Japan.
Yeah.
You've
Japan, we
suffered enough.
apologize. But now we get to flip the record and we come to Thousand Days.
Like it. Good song.
I
And
do too.
it's this is another one that was like written and recorded like 8 years apart, 10 years apart or something.
Yeah, it was a rock a little outtake.
Okay.
And it's about Prince.
I didn't know that until today. I read it after I listened to it. And
Yeah.
then I went and I read the lyrics. And she wrote this, right?
Yes.
She didn't write this with him, but she wrote this channeling him, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also
Like,
she wrote it like based on an experience she had with him. Like,
right. It was about him, but I think it was also the lyrics were in his vein. Like she was
yeah,
trying to pay that
yeah.
much homage. And I really like the hook, you know.
Hmm. And the saxophone. I like the saxophone.
Oh, good. I don't even remember the saxophone. I have to go listen.
Yeah.
But again, this is one of those she reused the lyrics, and I wish she hadn't done it. I didn't like it here. You're not my friend, you're not my
Yeah.
love, it's something we don't discuss. It's like, yes.
Yeah. Um,
But
the
she did
only,
some really cool phrasing choices in this song.
yeah,
I like
it
it,
is.
you know.
So technically, she reused the lyrics for Whole Lot of Trouble because she wrote this one first.
I will call out the wonderful site if you don't go to it sometimes, Stevie Nicks Info.
Yeah.
and you go to the article about this song and
Hmm.
dissect it in terms of where everything is borrowed from.
Oh, wow.
It's a
Okay.
long article.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go look at that then.
Yeah. I was like, what's going on here?
The only thing I don't like about the song is specific to this version of the song because this was on Enchanted and it has a cold ending. It doesn't fade out. It
Okay.
stops and all of the instrumentation pulls back and you just hear Stevie sing a cappella. Well, it seemed like 1,000 days. And it's a great way to end the song instead of fading out.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I don't like about this.
So you
Other than that,
other version.
it's
Okay.
a really it's a great song. This is also one of the two that I would say is feels like a Stevie Nicks song. Like really feels like a Stevie
Yeah.
Nicks song.
A Stevie Nicks song run through a Prince filter.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I really do think she borrowed structure ideas and lyric choices from him when I was reading.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's just me. I get an opinion, right?
Um, I've never heard you voice an opinion about anything
I'm
ever in your
so
life.
soft. I'm so, I don't talk.
Okay. If someone were to come to me and ask, what do you think it was like for Stevie Nicks to be on Klonopin? I would play them God's Garden.
I would stand up, but I'm not wearing shorts. I mean, I'm wearing shorts, everybody.
I mean, and this was also written by Ethan Johns, by the way.
It started playing, and this was one of those songs. I was like, I don't know her.
Right.
Now, I think I was exposed to this somehow, but I don't remember it. And the word I wrote down was dirge.
Right.
Yeah.
It would make a dirge depressed. It's that sad.
Right. And if I did listen to this previously, I stopped part of the way and probably not far into it.
Yeah.
The lyrics were definitely not my cup of tea. And I could tell it wasn't written by her. I went and looked and I saw that guy's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really happy to learn that it was not her writing, even in her worst Klonopin haze.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think she was kind of forced into doing this song as well. And I mean, it's so slow that it sounds like the tape has been slowed down. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like you put your finger on the
It's like
vinyl.
she's singing too fast. Give her another Klonopin. That's what
Right. Yeah.
it.
It's just awful. It's just
Yeah.
awful. So we won't spend any more time on that. Moving
No.
on to Somebody Stand By Me.
So this is the one that should have been on the first disc.
Okay. Yes.
This should
All
have been
right.
on the first disc, and maybe sometimes it's a bitch
Yep.
to have been here instead.
Yeah. Yep.
Demoted. Because I love the song. I think it's so great. Even though she didn't write it, right? I
Yes.
think she did. And it's
Sheryl Crow wrote it.
for the Boys on the Side soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like 94, 95, something
94,
like
95, something like that. Yeah. So actually I'm gonna look right here. It was 1990. My God. Stevie, could you please 95?
that. Okay.
With these tiny little liner notes. Oh, God. Um, yeah,
So the
but
lyrically, it's a little boring. Like there's no like imagery in it hardly. It's all pretty kind of literal.
yeah,
I think this, I feel this, I did this. But I
yeah.
still I still like it. It's a bit, I don't know if you think so, a bit torch songy.
I don't know. I never thought of it that way. I mean, it's definitely of its time as well. It's definitely feels 90s. Um,
Okay.
but I like it not just for the song, but for the fact that it was the thing that introduced Stevie to Sheryl Crow and the two of
Ah,
them,
aw.
right. Because we all know how that went, and it went really well.
The
So,
vocal elevates this song such a great deal. I love
yeah,
the piano. There's like a piano based song, you
yeah.
know. I thought that was really nice, and the music sounded so nice. And
Hmm.
the phrasing in the one line, I stand in one place, which you might be able to sing, but of course I can't from memory. I loved it. And then I love halfway through where I decided she mentions God, and I decided she's actually talking to God, like she's arguing with God from that
Oh,
point.
wow. Okay.
And when I read it like that, I love it. You go, you defy that. Like,
Oh, that's a great way to interpret those lyrics. Well, if God is here tonight, are you here tonight?
and for the rest of the song, she's talking directly to him. And then it's
Oh,
okay, girl.
I
I knew
like
it was
that.
Stevie, but wow.
That is awesome. That's a great interpretation. I'm going to listen to that again just to see um, if I pick up on that. But yeah, it's a good song, and it was a nice way to wrap up what I would consider a ho hum disc. I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe that was
honestly,
the point. I don't know. But
yeah.
but my one thing I will tell, I know Stevie didn't write it, but if you want people to stand by you, stop telling them to stand back. That's all I'm saying. You can't have a,
Okay,
you know,
the next time I put a playlist together, I'm putting those two songs together just to hear them in
and you
sequence.
have to put straight back right after it.
Oh my God, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that is our take on disc two of Rarities. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Um, unless you come to defend Street Angel, go ahead and sound off on the comments.
And let us know if you were born in the desert.
Yeah. Please let us know if you were born in the desert, and that specific comment was aimed directly at Brian. We love you, but we need to do an intervention about your Street Angel
I
love.
don't have enough chairs.
Um, Also, I'm just curious, is anybody checking out Stevie on her European tour, which is going on right now? Uh, did you see her at the Taylor Swift show in Dublin? Did you see her performing in Dublin? We want to know. So,
This is Stevie at the Taylor Swift concert.
right. Stevie, I don't use an iPhone. Computers are bad, Stevie.
I didn't think of that.
Girl, we
That's
saw
funny.
you. We saw
Funny.
you.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
Anyway,
well. All right. Well, the next episode, we will wrap up our year-long review of the box set. And I can't wait because I can't wait because there's some fun songs to talk about on the next one.
and it, Randy and I do this for fun and enjoyment. We don't push each other to hurry up and do the next one. But our 1 year anniversary is the 16th of July.
Yes, it
Podcast will
is.
be 1 year old.
Wow. Can you believe
Hopefully,
it? That'll be the end of our first season in
there you
one
go.
year.
And we'll
There
try
you
to
go.
get, so if we can get this one out before that, it'll be great. And then anybody watching can give us comments and say happy anniversary and all that stuff. No.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, Anthony.
We'll see you on the other side of the mirror.
All right, said Alice.
Cheers.